Hello and welcome to episode 71 of an old man, a very, very bad old man, playing Minecraft Bedrock in hard mode. And sorry, I've just been pouring myself another drink. I have some news actually, some very important channel news, which is the spider above my desk. Well, I needed to do a welfare check on him, and or her, probably him, I don't know. I don't know anything about spider biology. I'm assuming the gender of the spider on my desk. Well, I am kind of semi-pleased to report that having grown concerned about the spider having adopted the death pose, as discussed yesterday, um, I decided to just give him a poke. I know that was a violation of his space. He did not ask me to do this to him. But I did poke him, and he kind of freaked out. Suddenly, all the legs went fully out. He splayed open, and he was like, adopting a pose to say, "What the heck, man? What the heck? I'm just chilling in the corner of this house, and you do that to me?" So all I can do is apologise to spiders and spider kind everywhere, even tarantulas. Even though I know they're not really spiders, they are arachnids, but not spiders. Apparently, I think I heard that somewhere. I don't know if that's true. So I am so sorry, Mr. Spider-Man. But I just, you know, I just wanted to make sure you're all right. Don't be offended by it. Don't be upset by it. I wasn't trying to touch you because I'm, that way inclined. I was just honestly, I wanted to make sure you were okay. I'm very happy to find that you are okay, even though I now know that I have permanently ruined our civil relationship. But at least it was worth it to find out that you are still with us in the land of the living. But on a more positive note, in the end of last episode, I managed to get Protection 4 on Breaking 3 and Mending on a diamond chest plate. So that now means I feel almost immortal. But not quite, because I need to do it on two other items of armor. Armor, that's the word I was looking for. Armor. Are you armored? I'm armorless. Here's a cow. I'm afraid this cow is about to mow off this mortal coil. There's even iron golems spawning over here now. Okay, I'm getting confused. Have I reached a critical mass where? Oh, is it because you need 20? You need 20. You need 20 beds, but at least 10 villagers working. But I've had that for ages. Why is it only suddenly, in the last few days, that it's reached a critical mass of being important enough? I need to get more lava from the lava farm. I'd like to say I don't think that upping the simulation distance has had any effect on performance. So I'm going to keep the simulation distance up at its maximum 12 chunk radius, which means that all these farms will work a lot faster as I run around this village of complete and total chaos where I have not organized anything. I can't believe I've been playing this for so many hours and I've not even got a house. I haven't got... that's not going to work, is it? Oh, let's put some things in e-chest. I haven't got a house. I haven't got proper smelting facilities. I haven't got storage. This is just chaos. This is absolute chaos. I never normally play the world like this. In fact, when I first played Minecraft 5 years ago, the first thing I learned how to do in Redstone was to make an auto sorter. And I made an auto sorter that sorted, at the time, every single item in the game that was stackable. which was something like over 200 double chests I had. And it was, I didn't realize at the time that how Minecraft worked. I didn't realize that that would actually really, really slow the game down. And as Java got more and more clunky over time, oi, no, I do not approve. Sorry. I'm sorry. Did you not hear me? Is this a revenge for what I did to the spider in my own room? I did not ask for that. I did not deserve that. I deserve better treatment. I just did a welfare check on one of your allies, and you do that to me. I'm sorry. I'm very, very cross with you now. Yeah, I didn't realize that putting, you know, all these things out in the world in Java, like probably 300 hoppers, if 300 hoppers, about 400 chests, loads of redstone, comparators and repeaters and all that lot. I had no comprehension just how much that would slow the game down. So I just did it willy-nilly, and I thought, oh yeah, it's a fun game. Then one day they then updated Minecraft to add an extra 64 levels of undergroundness. And suddenly I could no longer play that world because it was so laggy. Nothing would work. I couldn't do anything. Yeah. So I then went through and I completely ripped up my entire auto sorting system. And even then it was a minor improvement, but that was kind of when I fell out with Java, is just that I just realized they've updated the game so much now. There's so much more in the game, there's so many more things getting checked that it's no longer playable on this computer. So I didn't want to give up on Minecraft completely. And I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose. Why don't I check out Bedrock? And because I knew, well, Bedrock runs on my phone. My phone was £100, only £100 from Argos 3 years ago, and Minecraft ran on that, and it still runs on that. It's a horrible experience. I never recommend trying to play Minecraft on a touchscreen because it's just terrible. But Minecraft Bedrock runs on my phone, my terrible phone, and yet Minecraft Java won't run on my PC, which has got about 20 times more processing power than my phone. So that was when I realized just how optimized Bedrock is. And, I should know that. I'm a computer programmer. I've been a computer programmer for nearly 40 years. And I say that literally true. I know I said I'm only 44 years old, which is old, but not ancient. But I got my first computer when I was 6 years old. It was a Commodore 64, which my dad borrowed off one of the friends he used to play cricket with. And with it, I came like 3 or 4 games, which I had to load on a computer tape, on audio tape, that you put into the machine, right? And you then had to load the game from tape, and it would take about 5 to 10 minutes to load a game. And if you were really lucky, it didn't corrupt. The sound was fine. Sound quality was so fine, good enough to load the game, so that 5 to 10 minutes later, it loaded in all the data and you could play the game. If you were unlucky, you just had to do it over and over and over again, and until finally you realise this tape no longer works. It's so old or so corrupted, you can't play this game. But anyway, I started there when I was 6 years old, but I only came with about 3 games. It was BMX Racer, and I can't even remember the other game it came with. Oh, no. Is this revenge? Honestly, Mr. Spider-Man. Mr. Spider, bring me your dream. Boom, 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 boom. Here comes another copyright claim. Boom, 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 boom. So that's where I started with computer programming. Was I had this computer, and it came with like a couple of games which were a bit rubbish. Self-censor that. But it did come with a user manual, which the user manual wasn't just how to turn on a computer, how to make it work, what and all that lot. It was a user manual in the full sense of the word. It was how to actually use this computer to its full abilities. So it didn't just tell you how to load programs. It told you step by step how to write your own programs to run on a computer. And I, as a 6-year-old, I thought it was fantastic. I can type in hello print, and it would actually do stuff. Sorry, print hello world. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, it's like yeah, and then I could make decisions with like it's like input iString. If iString equals Y, do this. If iString equals N, do that. And it just blew my mind that this thing that was connected to my telly would actually do what I told it to do. And I didn't know how to tell it what to do properly, but my word was I willing to learn how to do that. Flash forward a decade and a half, and I did basically computer systems engineering at university, and I've never looked back at computer programming. So one of the things I learned whilst being at university was they made us learn a language I'd never heard of before at the time called C++. And one of the things I learned about C++ very quickly was just how quick it was. Because I'd written all my programs up to then in either BASIC or QBasic or Visual Basic. And BASIC is just so slow. And then moving on from that, I then written a couple of programs in Java, even JavaScript, which is not, there's not really any overlap between Java and JavaScript. That's whilst they have the same name of coffee in their name, then there's not really any overlap between the two. But yeah, I learned Java and I learned a bit of JavaScript and I learned Visual Basic for applications and all that. And they were just so slow. They just took so long to do anything. And then we were taught C++ at university. And it just blew my mind just how fast it would run. Like I wrote a sorting algorithm, because one of the things you have to do a lot in programming is just make sure that everything's in the right order. Like every time, like if you're in Excel and you've got a filter and you click sort from A to Z, or sort from Z to A, or sort from oldest to newest, or sort from newest to oldest, the computer has to go through that and work out where every item on that list should be. And that's what's called a sorting algorithm. And I learned very quickly that in C++, a sorting algorithm, it just runs so much faster in C++ than any other sorting algorithm I'd ever written before in my life. So that was like a revelation to me, because I'd always worked in high-level languages up to then, and while C++ is still a high-level language, it's just it can be used to do low-level functions. I am talking very technically right now, and I'm aware of that, and I apologize. So basically, what I'm saying is C++ fast, Java slow. So this game that was originally written in Java was not really very optimal, wasn't very fast, it was very clunky, and it was rewritten then in C++. Unfortunately, the people who rewrote it in C++ didn't copy the Java version, which is kind of the biggest flaw with Bedrock, is that there was no technical reason why when they came out with Bedrock, it couldn't have been exactly the same functionality as Java, as we now call it. It could have run exactly the same, All the functionality is the same, all the graphics are the same, everything you do, all the interactions are the same. Completely hidden that you could do that it was in written in a completely different language. There's no technical reason why they could not have made Minecraft Bedrock exactly the same, function word for word identically to Java Edition. There was no reason for that, but for some reason they didn't do that. They didn't make it the same, and because of all the differences that have caused so many problems over the years, because of all those differences, people look down on Bedrock Edition as if it's like the scummy, unwanted friend, which is ironic because it is the most optimized, most efficient version of Minecraft you'll ever play. It's just that some of the functionality from Java is different in Bedrock, and it doesn't need to be that way, but someone somewhere online chose it to be that way. And my own personal theory for why this happened was, I feel like when Microsoft bought Minecraft from what's his name, Notch, I've forgotten his real name, but when what's his name, person anyway, when that was bought from him, I feel like Microsoft developers or whoever they hired were like, yeah, we kind of get this game, we understand what it does, but we're just going to write our own version and make it look similar. And they didn't quite understand the real appeal of Minecraft. They didn't quite understand that people weren't playing Minecraft because it was a blocky game that looked a bit clunky. People were playing it because of how it worked. So when Microsoft came out with this new version that worked similar but not the same as the game that millions of people were already happy to play, they didn't understand the kickback from that. They didn't understand why we didn't just welcome it in open arms. So it's kind of sad. They had an opportunity to make Minecraft better, but instead they decided to just make Minecraft different. And those differences are still plaguing us to this day. As I say, as a computer programmer with nearly 40 years experience, I can tell you for a fact there is no technical reason why Bedrock should function any differently to Java. C++ has got so much more functionality compared to Java that it's just unreal that they would choose to go down the path that they have done with making Bedrock Edition, that they wouldn't just make it work the same way that Java does, except so much more efficiently. It can't be a coincidence. Someone must have chosen to just say, someone in Java Edition is still being developed in Sweden with the lot of the original crew and a few new people and people like that. But Java Edition is still being worked on, still being developed. I just feel like I've worked in a lot of offices in my life, and I feel like one of the things that you get between, even in the same company, especially in the same company, in fact, is a lot of people working in one office just think all the people working in the next office along don't know what they're doing. So I worked in finance for 10 years at least, and it just felt like all the people in my team thought, who were in financial accounting, would interact with people in management accounting on a day-to-day basis. But there was never this sense that we were all working together. It was always a sense of, those idiots in management accounts don't know what they're doing. And there was always a sense that management accounts thought, well, all these idiots in financial accounts don't know what they're doing. So I feel like that's kind of what's happened to Minecraft as well. That a lot of people working for Microsoft and Mojang have kind of been like, yeah, we're working on the same game, but you know what? Those idiots working in New York don't know what they're doing. or those idiots working in Sweden don't know what they're doing. So we're going to make our own slightly different version of Minecraft because we think our version is better. They didn't understand that from the end user point of view, we just wanted Minecraft. We didn't want you to change it. We didn't want you to improve it. We didn't want it. We just wanted that what we did on one computer would be the same on a different computer. That's what we wanted. Oh, I see. The same things happened as before. Okay, fair enough. We just wanted Minecraft to work. And yet here we are, all these years later, and there's two different versions of Minecraft. And every single update, it's like the two different teams think they know better than the other one. Because every single update, there'll be something implemented in either in either Bedrock or in Java that just says we're just doing it different. It's like we've all listened to the same. We've all been in the same meeting, discussed what this new feature will do, but we think our version of the feature is better than their version of the feature. We're going to do it slightly differently. So they keep talking about wanting to have parity. Well, they could have had parity. They could have had parity from day one. There was no reason why they couldn't have had parity. But they chose not to go down the parity route. And it feels like every update they'll introduce a few more parity changes, which usually means making Bedrock worse. I'll be honest. But they'll introduce a few more parity changes, whilst at the same time introducing twice as many parity differences. And I just find that frustrating because there was no reason. There was never any reason for that to happen. Never, never, never. And I feel like I've gone on a rant now for 20 minutes. But that's just my insight as someone who has worked in computing, worked and used computers now for nearly 40 years. I've been a professional programmer for 20 years, at least. And that's just since I left university. I earned money programming even before I went to university. Oh dear. I don't really know what I've been doing this episode, apart from trying to make an extra... Why is your thinking the wrong way around? Doesn't matter. I've been trying to make an extra cartographer. I think that's what I've been trying to do, vaguely, whilst I've been ranting and raving. So, no real progress in less 23 minutes, apart from I have vented, and I have vented big time. And hopefully at least we're one more night closer to actually getting some of the flying beasties again. And why did I shut that? You're making your own little village here, aren't you, all of you people? No, you're not farmers. You're a farmer. Will you take my pumpkins? Yes, but only after you've had my potatoes as well. Tell you what, let's end on a potato note. Yeah, I think the main reason why there's a difference between Bedrock and Java is essentially intellectual stubbornness. There is no technical reason why they should be different. It's just people chose for them to be different. Imagine how wonderful it would have been if, silently, without telling us, a new update of Bedrock of Minecraft came out, where suddenly it ran so much faster and smoother and so much more optimized. It still worked exactly the same as it always worked, but one day they released a version, and for no reason we could understand, it was just so much faster and smoother and better. That's what could have happened if they'd just rewritten Java Edition into C++. But they didn't do that. Instead, they made a different version. It's just so sad. We would never even needed to have this discussion. Could have just had a brilliant game that ran well, but also functioned the way we always wanted it to function. Okay, I'm done. I'm done ranting. That zombie can zombie. Okay, if you probably didn't like this episode because you probably just heard an old man ranting about stuff that you don't care about. But anyway, especially if you didn't like this, please remember to dislike, and especially remember to unsubscribe. And otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow, where I promise not to rant and rave like a loony. Ma wow!